Hi world, this could possibly be the weirdest archery video you've ever seen. You won't see any arrows or any bows or even any archery equipment. I'm out walking in the rain and I'm not practicing archery. The reason for that is I've been shooting with, and this is full disclosure time now, I've been shooting with a shoulder injury for at least a year. And not only have I been shooting with the injury, I've also been in denial about it. Sorry, I'm trying to get there. There we go. Otherwise it's just me walking along as a silhouette. There we go. Yeah, I've been in denial about it. Kind of thinking, yeah, it's just a muscle sprain. It'll go away. It'll get better. Long story short, it didn't go away or get better. Now I do shoot a heck of a lot. Probably more than most. I live on my own archery range. I can shoot every day. And I know when I was training, I was shooting literally thousands of arrows a month. Literally. The bows I've been shooting, kind of hovering around the £50 mark. I've had the odd dabble with £60-70 bows. I've even got a £90 English longbow at home, which I shoot very rarely if I'm fully warmed up because I'm useless at it, but it's there. I think it's just the frequency of my shooting and the volume of my shooting. Anyway, fast forward to about 2 months ago, maybe slightly longer, and we were just off on a family trip, and before leaving I thought I must check my new slingshot catapult, because I make those too. Now you're talking about, I don't know, £15-18, something like that, and it hurts so much I put it away. And I promised myself as soon as the family trip was over that I was going to go and see the doctor, which I did do. Now, after an MRT scan, various trips backwards and forwards between the doctor and the orthopaedist, they finally diagnosed it as impingement syndrome, which, as I understand it, is a narrowing of the tunnel between two bones where one of the main shoulder tendons runs. Mine was 20% undersize, so as you're constantly raising and lowering your arm on draw, and also kind of putting the bow weight pressure into that shoulder joint, it was just getting worse and worse. So yeah, I had my first lot of physio yesterday. Let me come back around this way. There we go. The first course of treatment that the orthopaedist recommended was to operate, and I thought, okay, let's get it operated on, get it fixed, get back to fitness, move on, hurrah. No, according to the doctor, I would be completely out of action for a minimum of 2 months, with full recovery time of up to a year. All right, you can work around that. But then he dropped the bomb. It could mean, if they operate, the end of my days with a bow in my hand. No more archery. Now, to me, archery is my life. Now, you've heard people say this before, and I don't doubt their sincerity. And this is not to take anything away from those people who say archery is their life. But for me, it's more than a hobby. It's my business. It is my life. If I've got a spare moment, I shoot. If I've got a few spare moments, I'll do a video. I love every aspect of archery. And I've been asking myself, what is it about archery? I'm just going to have a little break here while I decide which way I'm going. I've been asking myself which aspects of archery is it that I love so much? Yes, the tech side, the tuning side, love that. Okay, even in traditional archery there is a tech side, and how to set a bow up, how to tune arrows. Love getting my teeth into that. But I think if I was to try and put my finger on any one thing, it would have to be that every time I pick a bow up, it's not about hitting dead centre with every arrow. Far from it. For me, it's the challenge of doing that. Do I get upset when I miss? No. Because if I never missed, it'd be boring and it wouldn't be a challenge. I shoot completely instinctive, and I know there are those out there who claim that instinctive archery as a technique doesn't even exist. I started off string walking, judging distance, coming down the string depending on the distance that you were shooting at, and aiming using the point of the arrow. And I did that for quite a few years, and at the end it left me cold, to be honest. That's me personally. Again, not to put anybody down who practices string walking at all. It's a very personal thing, archery. There's so many different facets to it, and we all have to choose what suits us as individuals best. But for me, I was kind of sliding away from archery, so I decided that something was going to have to change. And in my head, it was going to be extreme. One end of the spectrum or the other. As traditional as I could make it, or as complicated with compound sights, all the rest of it. Now, as luck would have it, I bumped into a true instinctive archer. And you read these stories, or you get the films where the mysterious dark stranger comes in out of the cold, or you bump into him in a deserted railway station, or in this case they emerge out of the forest and he leads you the way and takes you out to where you need to be. And then afterwards you ask people, who was that? And they go, who? We didn't see anybody. Spooky. Well, it was kind of like that. I've got no idea who this guy was. None. Now, I'm not saying he was a ghost, he's out there somewhere, but I wish I'd got that guy's name. Anyway, I'm getting off track a little bit. So, I basically sold the gear that I had and bought myself a longbow. Actually, an American flatbow. There's always confusion over this with some people in Europe, outside of the UK. They call a longbow, or they call an American flatbow, a longbow. And then they see an English longbow and they get confused. But just to clarify that, I picked up an American flatbow at £50, and it was good. It was okay. It wasn't the best bow in the world. It was quite a well-known manufacturer who shall remain nameless, and kind of things went on from there. But what it did do, getting back to my point, is it put the challenge back into my archery, and that's what draws me to the shooting line all the time, every day when I'm fit. Another aspect to my statement about archery being my life, it's also my business. My business is kind of unique in the world of archery, in the archery market. I test everything that I sell, and I have personal experience of everything I sell before it goes in my shop, and it has to meet certain criteria. Now obviously that involves shooting, and quite a lot. If I'm testing a bow or new arrows, for instance, from a different supplier, I do 1,000 shot test over the course of several months. Different conditions, different temperatures, different environments, and I really put the gear through the mill. I wouldn't be able to do that if I can no longer shoot. So as you can imagine, my mind is in a bit of turmoil. I've basically got 6 weeks physio to show, I'm going to go this way, it's muddy down there, to show that there is some improvement. Now, if I can see 10% improvement, or the doc can see 10% improvement, or even 5% improvement, I think they're going to be happy to continue the physio. If there's no improvement whatsoever, then that means I'm going to be going under the knife, and what will be will be. And I'm not coming on camera to moan. It is what it is. I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to be doing absolutely everything I possibly can to get back shooting the same poundage bows that I have been shooting. I will accept coming down 10-15 pounds if I absolutely have to. I don't want to, but like I say, it is what it is. But there could be a time without archery. Now, I started this video without any clear message. I'm just wandering and burbling and waffling. But if you want a message for this video, do warm-ups before you shoot. I've neglected to do enough warming up, and I'm now paying the price for it. This is not a video about how you can warm up your shoulders, your back muscles, all the rest of it, neck muscles. There's plenty of videos out there for that. Am I kicking myself that I haven't done things differently? Yeah, you can imagine I am. A lot of you guys out there will be saying, yeah, I warm up anyway, what's he ranting about? This is for the people, obviously, who don't think about warming up, never crosses their mind. Maybe never even heard of warming up before archery. Maybe new archers, beginners, whatever it might be. So yeah, that's my message for today, I think. Even if you're going to do short practice sessions, take the time, do a couple of minutes warm up. I know everybody's eager just to get the bow strung and get out there and shoot some arrows. You might get away with it. It doesn't look like I have. So yeah, warm up, kiddies. Do your exercises before you shoot. Enjoy years of injury and pain-free archery. Don't put yourself in the same position that I have. Let me tell you, it's not a nice situation to be in when you could be looking at no more archery ever. And practice, but get those warm-ups done. All right. Now there's a lot of how can I call it? Litter with what I've been waffling on about today on camera. So pick your way through it and get those exercises done. That's all for now. Catch you later, guys.